For most people, saying goodbye is a part of life. Friends move away, children leave home, and families adapt to new chapters. But when your life is lived in front of the world and every step you take carries the weight of history, even the most personal farewells become unforgettable. For Princess Leonor, the future Queen of Spain, one particular goodbye carried emotions that many people could relate to, even if few truly understood the unique burden she faced. Behind the official photographs, military uniforms, and royal ceremonies is a young woman who, like anyone else, has experienced moments of sadness, uncertainty, and separation. And according to those who have closely followed her journey, there was one emotional goodbye she never truly wanted to say. From an early age, Princess Leonor understood that her life would be different. Born in 2005 as the eldest daughter of King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia, Leonor was destined from childhood to inherit the Spanish throne one day. While other children dreamed freely about their futures, much of hers had already been written. Her education, public appearances, and responsibilities were carefully designed to prepare her for the role awaiting her. But with great responsibility often comes great sacrifice. As she grew older, the reality of those sacrifices became increasingly clear. One of the most emotional moments arrived when it was time for her to leave Spain and begin her studies at UWC Atlantic College in Wales. For many young people, studying abroad is exciting. It represents independence and adventure. But for Princess Leonor, it also meant something far more difficult. It meant leaving behind the people and routines that had defined her life. Although she appeared composed during official ceremonies, photographs captured a family experiencing emotions that many parents and children know all too well. King Felipe VI and Queen Letizia accompanied their daughter to the airport, where cameras documented a deeply personal moment. There were smiles, hugs, and visible emotion. Behind those smiles, however, was the reality that this wasn't simply another school trip. It marked the beginning of a new stage. A stage that required Leonor to spend long periods away from home and adapt to a different environment. According to royal commentators, Queen Letizia, who has always maintained a close relationship with her daughters, reportedly found the separation particularly emotional. For Leonor herself, leaving her family behind was undoubtedly one of the biggest changes she had experienced. Yet she embraced the challenge with maturity. At Atlantic College, Leonor lived alongside students from around the world. She experienced a level of independence that many royal heirs before her had also undergone. Still, being away from Spain meant missing ordinary family moments. Birthdays, celebrations, quiet evenings at home, simple experiences that often become more precious once they are gone. But another emotional farewell awaited her. After completing her studies in Wales, Princess Leonor returned to Spain only briefly before beginning an entirely new chapter. Military training. In 2023, she entered the General Military Academy in Zaragoza, beginning a demanding process intended to prepare her as the future Commander-in-Chief of Spain's armed forces. Once again, duty called. And once again, it required saying goodbye. Leaving home for military life represented more than just changing locations. It meant adapting to strict schedules, physical challenges, and a level of discipline unfamiliar to most young adults. Gone were the comforts of everyday life. Gone were many of the freedoms she had enjoyed. Instead, her days became structured around training exercises, studies, and military responsibilities. Observers noted how seriously Leonor approached this new stage. Rather than receiving special treatment, she appeared determined to earn respect through effort and dedication. Yet behind that determination was another reality. Every new responsibility brought another separation, another goodbye, and perhaps one of the most difficult farewells was the gradual transition from private daughter to public figure. Unlike most young women her age, Princess Leonor has grown up knowing that her personal choices are often subjects of public discussion. Every appearance attracts attention, every gesture is analyzed, every absence becomes news. The freedom to simply disappear from public view has never fully existed for her. As she matured, she also had to say goodbye to something many people take for granted. Anonymity. For most people, mistakes remain private. Embarrassing moments are forgotten. Personal growth happens quietly. But for royal heirs, growing up happens under constant observation. And that reality comes with emotional costs that are not always visible. Still, throughout these transitions, Leonor has maintained a close bond with her younger sister, Infanta Sofia. The two sisters have often been described as supportive companions who share experiences few others can truly understand. Their relationship has provided stability amid lives filled with expectations. But even sisters eventually face periods of separation. As their educational paths and responsibilities evolved, time together naturally became more limited. Another reminder that growing up often means learning to let go. Yet perhaps the deepest goodbye Princess Leonor has faced is not connected to a place or even a person. It is connected to the life she might have lived. Had she not been born heir to the throne, her future could have looked very different. Different studies, different ambitions, different freedoms, perhaps a quieter existence, perhaps choices made entirely for herself. But destiny placed another path before her. And accepting that path has required sacrifices impossible to fully measure. Royal experts often point out that modern monarchies depend heavily on public trust. As the future queen, Leonor carries not only her own dreams but also the expectations of an institution centuries old. That responsibility can be inspiring. But it can also be heavy. Because with privilege comes obligation. And with obligation comes sacrifice. Despite these realities, Princess Leonor has consistently shown resilience. Whether attending official ceremonies, delivering speeches, or participating in military exercises, she has projected confidence and composure. But moments captured by cameras occasionally reveal glimpses of the young woman behind the title. A smile exchanged with her parents. A laugh shared with her sister. An emotional embrace before another departure. These moments remind people that royalty does not erase human feelings. Behind every uniform is a daughter. Behind every speech is a young woman navigating adulthood. And behind every royal duty is someone who sometimes must say goodbye before she is ready. Perhaps that is why so many people feel sympathy for Princess Leonor. Not because her life is identical to theirs, but because emotions are universal. Everyone has experienced separation, everyone has faced change, everyone has struggled with letting go, and everyone knows that some goodbyes stay with us forever. Today, Princess Leonor continues preparing for the responsibilities that await her. Her journey is far from over. New challenges will come, new chapters will begin, and undoubtedly, more emotional farewells will be part of that path. But if her past has shown anything, it is that she approaches those moments with grace and determination, because sometimes the hardest goodbyes are also the ones that shape us the most. And perhaps that is the hidden truth behind Princess Leonor's story. The emotional goodbye she didn't want to say was never just one moment. It was a series of farewells. Goodbyes to childhood, to ordinary freedoms, to life at home, and to a future she might once have imagined differently. Yet through every separation, she has continued moving forward. Not because it was easy, but because duty, family, and history asked it of her. And behind the crown that one day awaits her stands a young woman who, like everyone else, knows that some goodbyes are never easy. And perhaps that is what makes her story so deeply